Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. It is Friday, and if you haven't figured that out yet, that is my day of obscurities in literature. And today we're going to go with a book that is very near and dear to me. This is Go Nagai's Mazinger. Yes, this is, I believe, one of the first pieces of Go Nagai manga that was actually translated into English, and I want to say it was actually meant for a English-speaking audience. And like most Go Nagai manga, it has many elements which I absolutely love. First of all, it's actually in color. I don't know if the original was in color, and there's some interesting notes here as to who was involved here. Obviously Go Nagai, but then we have a Kazuhiro Amachi, which I believe is a member of Dynamic Pro, who did all the painting, but then we have a Takayuki S. I can't remember what the S stood for now, but I did some research online, and I can't find a whole lot about him other than that he worked for Dynamic Pro. We start our story off with some good old-fashioned mech porn. So you can see our friend Takayuki S's mecha designs here. This has shades almost of bit of a Guyver looking guy here. This reminds me of Ken Ishikawa's designs as well, especially this guy right here. This looks like a jam session between a bunch of various artists. So yeah, the first, I don't know how many pages of the story opens up with just nothing but robots fighting, blowing each other up, and looking cool. And then we have our interdimensional portal open up, because why not? And it's like 12 pages in before we actually have any real exposition going on there. We have our giant Mazinger suit. Again, more mech porn, blowing stuff up. Big dynamic 2-page spread as he's slicing evil robots in half. And at some point, where is it? We enter a dimensional rift. And then we're in Fantasyland with half-naked princesses that I don't want to get myself censored for. And then we have Mazinger, not Mazinga, fighting off four-armed Barsoomian reptile man. Because why not, right? So yeah, he ends up being the hero, coming to save the day. Lots of talking, powering up, lots of evil reptile baddies. The queen did remember to bring some clothes this time around. And then we have the mecha money shot of Mazinger going full on Etano Circus on us. Because why not, right? Funny thing is, the story, what little there is, really leaves things open-ended, and I did look online, and there isn't a whole lot that actually was published after this. In fact, I've got a Go Nagai library book of all of his published works that was from the late 90s, and nope, this is it. So, this was an interesting book for me when I first found it. I remember seeing Tranzor Z, which was the English translation of Mazinger, back when I was in maybe first grade when it was airing. And it was funny because, I mean, just the design of it, I put two and two together really quickly when I saw this. The local comic shop, which we absolutely loved going to back in the day, used to have these great, quarter 50-cent bin sales, and that's where I first discovered this, and this is probably in the mid-90s or something. I think this book was originally published in 88. And yeah, it had a major impact on me, putting two and two together, figuring out who Go Nagai was, and piecing things together from there, and I don't think I've ever been the same since. Funny story is, I ended up coming across Devilman at... oh gosh, I don't even know how I came across it now. A very young Go Nagai here in the back. We have hypersexual psychoviolence. That is the perfect descriptor for the world of Go Nagai. Our old Paimsairu. Anyway, so with Devilman, I ended up coming across it a little bit before the publication of it in English by Danzig's Veritech line. and I had a set of the original 5 volumes, or a reprint of them from Kodansha, and I ended up accidentally wandering into Veritech's booth the wrong direction and getting it signed by Go Nagai, and then getting yelled at by Glenn Danzig, which was just probably the highlight of my Comic-Con career when that happened. So yeah, I've always been a big fan of Go Nagai. Obviously his material is not for everybody, and obviously this book has seen better days, but this was a big gateway for me to go on and discover his work. And like I said, a few years later, I discovered the world of Go Nagai, which I probably will do a video on another Friday, which is a very extensive bibliographical work of all of his various comics and their various covers and publication histories. So it's kind of an interesting book as well. But yeah, chances are, if you go digging around online, or if you have a local shop that still exists that lets you go in and dig through those back issue boxes and bins, you might come across something like this. I do have a few of the other books that first put out. I know I used to have the Grimjack stuff, and I want to say, I think I have some first ones by some of the South American artists and authors that they get, like Chuck Dixon and Tim Truman got hooked up with. Anyway, definitely a fun book, if a little light on actual material, filler, story, plot, cohesive point to existing, other than just showing cool looking robots smashing each other and a few very poorly drawn top heavy naked girls that have never been Go Nagai's forte, I think. But yeah, anyway, fun book. Definitely see if you can track a copy down if you're into this kind of stuff. And with that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Say thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.